Hey there folks, and welcome to this video here. I'm talking about Formula 1 and I'm talking about comments made by an F1 driver and an F2 largely speculated to be a future F1 driver. It's Valtteri Bottas and Nikita Mazepin. Both of them in the past week have made jokes which have been defined as Wuhan bat comments. Mazepin was a post on Instagram, which you can find in the description below. As you can find a Race Fans article talking about Bottas's comment. Basically, both of them have made some kind of joke about somebody in Wuhan eating a bat. And, well, you want to imagine the kind of backlash against this? Mercedes' social media team on Weibo posted an apology. But it was basically saying that he meant no disrespect to any fans in this interview with Ziggo. But yeah. What do I think about this? Firstly, I don't think really either of them have a reason to be an absolute edgelord. Like, edgy humour just only a few people can pull off. And like, it's obvious with Bottas that part of it came from him being annoyed at having lost the championship and, you know, spinning 6 times. But it should still just go, well, sorry I said that. I was in a bad place. Like, that's all you need to do. As for Mazepin, young F2 driver, thinks he's going to be edgy. I mean, there's Santino Ferrucci, who, for those of you who aren't aware, was an F2 driver until he got sacked and dropped as a Haas Junior following a race weekend in Silverstone in which him and his father were alleged to have racially abused his teammate. He tried to get a MAGA livery run on his car as well, so that's the second kind of thing. But that was not allowed because you're not allowed to have political advertising on your car, especially to do with any kind of political campaign, and especially if it applies to a head of state. What else was there? Oh yeah, he rammed Arjen Meiney at the end of the race. He got told off for using his phone. He had one glove off. You were supposed to have both your gloves on when driving in your car between like the pit lane and the grid, and he had one glove off, and in that hand he was texting. And when he was called to the stewards after the race, he left Silverstone to get on a private jet back home to the States. Yeah, if we're talking about edgy drivers, Santino Ferrucci kind of needs to take the top spot at the moment, even though we're a couple of years on and he's gone and taken his edginess over to IndyCar. I mean, it's just, I just think it's largely unfunny. It's not that I'm necessarily offended by it. It's not my place to be offended by it. But it just doesn't need to happen. Like, we're told these guys have got all of this media training in the world. We're told that they're supposed to be able to not make these kinds of mistakes. But then Max Verstappen goes and makes comments derogatory at Lance Stroll that are racist and ableist in nature, ends up in a minor diplomatic incident with Mongolia. And then you've got Bottas doing stuff like this. And Mazepin as well. if F1 is serious about We Racist 1, if it's serious about end racism, it should do something to punish the drivers. And, like, I hope behind the scenes Mercedes are doing something like that with Bottas as well. Because at the end of the day, Mercedes are a brand that depend on their reputation in China to be able to trade there. So, yeah. I guess that's largely my thoughts on it. Both of them have been silly, both of them have been edgy. Neither of them have really got a place where they should have been edgy. Like, it's not like they've been prompted to say the stuff. They've said it completely unprompted. And if F1 or, well, in the case of Bottas, F1 or Mercedes, in the case of Mazepin, like, his backers and of course the sport, if none of them do any action over that, it just shows how weak the Racist 1 and racism are as messages. Okay. Like, I know there are going to be people annoyed in the comment section. Obviously, whenever I talk about motorsports and politics, there are always a lot of people annoyed to the point where I have to moderate comment sections on every video that I make and every live stream as well, post-stream. Or even mid-stream sometimes now. God, it's like people don't tolerate free speech unless it's for their own side. Anyways, that's it. That's my thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.